Morning, it's Mike Zschunke at Berkshire Hathaway Homes and Shift One Properties in Scottsdale, Arizona. Morning market chat. Let's see what's going on here. We're going to talk about residential, just a quick 10 minutes. Residential, commercial, and the economy. I had pending home sales this week. It was up 7.4%, 10% in the West. Now, remember, those are numbers from September. We had a little dip in interest rates in September, so that increased the amount of buyers getting off the fence. Those are pending home sales, not closed home sales. So we should see, next month we'll see home sales, existing home sales, a little bit higher number, little tick up there. Remember, statistics are where we've been, not where we're going. It's if you really want to see what the market is, ask your broker or your real estate agent that's in the market every day. Inventory in the multiple listing service was pretty even this week, up 8. Scottsdale was up 13 single-family detached homes inventory. So it's an odd time of year. I keep hearing everybody waiting for the election, and on the residential side, that doesn't make sense to me because no matter who wins, is that going to change your living habits? I hesitate to say that, but historically elections have not affected the residential real estate market. Heard an interesting stat. New builds are up to 17 to 18% of sales. That's pretty high. Remember, builders can offer a better rate. We work with a few builders there. Happy to help you with those. But there's a 2-year pipeline. In Tempe, you cannot buy. There are no more infill buildable lots. You can buy a property and knock down the building and build a new one, but Tempe has no more land to buy. Gilbert and Chandler are getting pretty close. So a lot of investors are looking there and knocking down homes and building new ones. So that's always a neat market to watch. This real estate market, this residential market reminds me of the 90s, like from 1990 to 2000. That's when I bought my first house back in Connecticut, $180,000 raised ranch. And I think our mortgage rate was almost 11%. But anyway, this market's kind of like that. Prices are fairly steady. Interest rates were pretty high then, going up, not as high as the 80s, but they were high then. It was tough to buy a house between the 90s, but homeownership still increased about 5% from 1990 to 2000. We did have easing credit, as anybody could get a loan as we went into the 2000s, more in the early 2000s. That's not the case today. Like I always say, it's not all about the interest rate, but the cost of getting that loan. There is a cost. You might see somebody advertise a 5 or 6% mortgage rate, but you're going to pay to get that 5 or 6%. Lenders don't work for free. Banks don't work for free. So mortgage rates over 7% yesterday, 7.09%. 10-year bond is bouncing around 4.3 for the 10-year bond, up this week. Again, we're seeing a lot of off-market properties. We're up in Cave Creek yesterday, and transactions are happening off-market, and they're coming on the market under contract, and it's all about price. Days on market is increasing a little high. We still have some sellers that refuse to adjust, and location you can't change, condition you can change condition, but it costs you money. But easiest way is price. If your home's been sitting on the market, it's price. There's plenty of buyers here, and like I said, I'm seeing properties expire and get canceled. It's really odd to me that the people would cancel their listing this time of year as the tourists are here. It's heading into the busy season in Scottsdale and the Phoenix area in general. So, again, price it right, it'll sell. The buyers are here and they want to buy. Commercials starting to pick up again. I've mentioned it's been slow all around on the commercial side. The commercial is all about the financing. We work with a lot of end users, but the majority of commercial is investors. And as those cap rates start to equal out to the borrowing rates or the lending rates, then it becomes attractive for investors to jump back into commercial properties. Strip malls. Strip malls are hot. There's a lot of mom and pop strip malls out there. And small industrial, I keep hearing that just, everybody wants a 5 to 10,000 square foot industrial. That's a super hot part of the market. What's going on in the Valley? Mac Real Estate Group announced they're going to build a $7 billion city within a city up near the TSMC factory. What was it? 12,000 acres up by Biscuit Flats. I was talking to a guy. We went to the Scottsdale Airport master plan open house. Really interesting. It's required by the FAA. They don't have any construction plans. This was more of a community input. See what the community wants. They're dealing with there's been some buildings go up pretty high, so they're dealing with some airspace issues over there. But I asked him about the Peoria airport. There's talk of a Peoria airport, and this guy's got a neat job. His job is to consult on building airports. Super cool guy, and he said they're working on the Peoria one. They're getting a lot of pushback of where to do it by the community. Nobody wants to live right near an airport. So usually you have the airport, you have industrial around it, and then you have the residential and commercial around that. So it was really interesting to hear what he had to say, that they're working on that. What else? Pulte Group, south of Phoenix, has picked up 6,500 acres. Brookfield Properties is looking at 6,000 acres of state land in the Northwest. So there's just on these outer perimeters of Phoenix. The Phoenix is the valley if you're not from here. All these developers are building these communities, commercial, residential. It's pretty interesting to watch the valley spread out there. Places you would have never thought that they would put homes or businesses are now attractive just because of the supply and people moving into the area. So remember, commercial is all about financing. So again, and access to those funds. Funds are pretty tight right now, lending. We are coming into year end. It never fails. I'll get half a dozen phone calls between now and December that, Mike, we need to buy this and close on this by the end of the year. So it's all right. I love it. Give me a call. We'll find it, whatever you're looking for. But mainly for tax purposes. We're looking, I don't do a whole lot of small commercial leases just because, I believe if you're a small business, you really want to own the property as an asset to give to future generations or as part of your exit strategy. Commercial's picking up again, like I said, same as residential. Phone's ringing again. We're having those conversations and people are ready. I keep hearing this election, but it is what it is. So, economy, we had a light jobs number this morning, added 12,000 jobs. Unemployment still 4.1%. Don't forget we had a Boeing strike and we had a hurricane on the East Coast. The jobs added number, these are household surveys. So the last month was revised again. So there's a lot of play, take these numbers with a grain of salt. The household survey for the jobs number, that does, which one does and which one doesn't? The household survey for the jobs number does include the worker strike. The unemployment number does not include the worker strike. So is that 4.1% unemployment number accurate? It's literally, they pick up the phone and call thousands of households and say, are you working? So it's an art form, but take it with a grain of salt. The market trades off of it. I also read a good article. Gross domestic product came out this week. We've added $1.4 trillion to the productivity, to the economy. That's a good number. So on the outside, it looks like this economy is humming along. You'll see the media say it's a great economy. However, we took on $2 trillion of debt to fund that economy. Milton Friedman, I read a quote, I have it written down here. The true tax of the economy is the amount of money the government spends. Government intervention leads to instability. As debts increase, eventually somebody has to monetize them. So that's why we're seeing the bonds kind of hang out around 10-year, around 4.3%. There's just the they keep issuing this debt. And Japan had an election this week or last week, end of last week, and the new administration is going to cut spending for Japan. Japan's one of the largest buyers of U.S. bonds. So if they cut that, bond prices go down, rates go up. So notice the people talking about rate cuts have gotten pretty quiet lately. We learned, what was it, back in August or September, that the Fed rate cuts really don't have an effect, as much of an effect as the media wants you to think it does on mortgage rates or interest rates. It's really about efficient markets. Remember, one man's debt is another man's asset. It's a zero-sum game. So as the government issues debt, it becomes an asset to whoever buys it. So they're just market efficiencies. Anyway, we've got a lot of paperwork today, closing up some deals. But yeah, if we can help you buy or sell land, house, your primary residence, election's coming up Tuesdays, so it's going to get interesting. I'm going to be in California on next Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I know a lot of you watch from California. If you want to meet, I believe in a face-to-face, a handshake meets the world. If you want to meet, just say hello if you're interested in moving to Arizona or investing in Arizona or moving your company to Arizona. I'll be there next Friday, the 8th, 9th, and 10th. Just send me a message. Happy to meet with you for coffee. I'll be in the LA area, down to Laguna a little bit, Orange County mainly. I have a couple meetings set up. And yeah, so if you want to meet face-to-face, let's just see if we can do business. Give me a shout. Would love to meet you. And that's it. So anyway, have a great day. Be smart, be safe. We'll be up at Alpio's Cars and Coffee tomorrow morning. Come on up and bring a turkey. And anyway, have a great day. Be smart, be safe, and we'll talk to you soon. Thanks for watching. Bye.